we left Americans behind. Joining me now to talk about that and other things is Jason Beardsley. He's the National Executive Director for the uh, Association of U.S. Navy, I'm sorry, and a national security expert. Jason, explain to me exactly what the reasoning is on leaving Americans behind, because I'm having a really hard time coming up with any other explanation other than they simply don't care.
Oh, well, you had to open up with such a complex question because the answer is not fun, Jesse. Thank you, first of all, for having me, but thank you for talking about this topic. My assessment is a lot of these things come down to how do you execute a plan. Pulling out was not the problem. Withdrawing our troops was never quite the problem. It's how you did the withdrawal. And in the Biden administration, what we saw was a deference to the Department of State. This is filled with diplomats and people that are using soft power all the time. They spend their lives and their careers doing a phenomenal job and risking their lives to do the diplomatic side of things. But when we get face to face with a violent enemy who wash their hands in blood, and we leave that mission of withdrawal to the State Department, we've made a horrible mistake. The Department of Defense knows how to do this. Lloyd Austin, Chairman Milley, every general on down understands how not to give ground at critical times during an operation. And the withdrawal of our people was an operation. They should have been pounding the table saying, we will resign if you don't give us the correct resources to do this. Now, the department spokespersons have come out and said, and Joe Biden, the President Biden, has said that he gave his generals the authority to do whatever they needed. If that's the case, then these generals need to be fired.
Okay, I'm glad you brought this up, Jason, because I do have to know, why has nobody been fired? Nobody. I mean, with the exception of a lieutenant colonel who spoke about the mismanagement of it, not Milley, not Austin. And not only has nobody been fired, there's not even the rumor mill going around that someone might be fired. You know, McKenzie, Kirby, anybody. Why has nobody been fired? Do they genuinely believe they looked at this whole thing and thought, wow, we nailed it? Or are they just covering their own rear ends?
Well, the only thing I can surmise, Jesse, is that as you said, they either think this was a really well-planned, well-executed operation, or B, they don't want to admit to the disaster that they just handed the American people in prestige. Every soldier above E1 knows that you get relieved from your duties the moment you've got a significant enough incident that the commander's going to come down and look. If you fail a PT test, if you fail the height and weight standards in the Army, you're done, or you won't get promoted. But we've got folks leading the Army that I don't know if they've seen an AR 600 PT test in the last 20 years. The point is, if you can't handle the small things, you're not going to be good at handling the large things.
The anger we're hearing from so many of these parents at Joe Biden is palpable, and it's not quiet anger. They are feeling awfully comfortable coming out. It feels like they don't think their sons had to die. Their daughters had to die. Did they?
That's really heavy. Number one, I give all grace and latitude to men and women who have suffered the greatest burdens of battle for this country, and they should always have that grace and latitude because some people have given all. So I opened up a lot of respect, no matter where they're coming from. Did they have to die was the question, and the answer, unfortunately, Jesse, for a military person such as myself who spent years doing this type of work, the answer is no, unequivocally no. We didn't secure the perimeter the right way. We didn't hold the right resources in place. We let the military leave before the diplomats. I represent Marines and sailors in the Association of the United States Navy, and what we saw on the ground was horrifying. I'm talking to people that are on the ground now, Special Operations Association of America, the Pineapple Express, the Digital Dunkirks, all the 501c3s organized with former SOF people. They are doing the work that our military was prepared to and knows how to do, but has been restricted or handcuffed in this evacuation process. Nothing about this was done right. And what that means, and the anger you're hearing, is because people know that this could have gone better. We know that this didn't have to be done this way. So unfortunately, we now have to reconcile with how did the leadership get it this wrong and why can't they hold themselves accountable? And unfortunately, Jesse, what that really means is it's going to be up to folks like you, people like me, citizens, who are going to have to stress the accountability. We cannot let them rationalize this botched disaster.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me, like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.